Welcome to the Health and Happiness Show. As many of you know, I, Janet Hawkins, will be your host this month. And here we are in summertime, right in the middle of it. It's July. So finally we're getting some sunshine, and I hope everyone is enjoying. It's a very busy time of year. We've got graduations and graduation parties. We have weddings, family reunions. We have all types of family things to keep us busy, and vacations on top of that. So I'm hoping all of you are doing well and enjoying the summer months. Now, just a little bit about myself. You know, I'm a doctor of naturopath, and I'm a graduate at Kent State. And also, I do a monthly newsletter every month as well. And the one that we're talking about, because, you know, this was the one for June, and we talked about being healthy for your gentleman. So we talked about using maybe some saw pimento, some other choices that would be very sufficient for supporting their prostate. So, and then we also talked about solving thyroid problems. And it seems as though I'm seeing more and more clients having underactive thyroid. So it's very important to support that thyroid. It is so important because we don't want it to be overactive, like going into Graves' disease, heart racing, things like that. I'm seeing more of the underactive where I get sluggish and we put on weight and things of that sort. So we do the newsletter every month, and then also we have a little brochure. And I will be at the Hartfield Flea Market every Saturday, and then that will be through August. September's iffy depending upon the weather. I'm in booth 2033 outside under the pavilion. Now, when I'm at the flea market, I do the free iridology, and I can muscle test you as well to see if you need maybe some Stress J, maybe some Nutricom, maybe 7 Flowers, things of that sort. So we find out which supplement is best for you. Okay, when we talk about muscle testing, just to kind of refresh your mind, that is where your body picks up the energy in the bottle. Everything has energy. It can be a flower, it can be a tree, it can be the bird, it can be the little frog in the pool, it can be anything. We all have energy. And if you need that, your body will tell me if is positive for you or if it's negative. Because there's so many, like for stress. There's Stress J, there's Valerian Root, there's Nutricom, 7 Flowers. Let me see what else. There's a couple other ones. Chamomile, things of that sort. So we have to kind of narrow it down. But then how do I see that you were stressed out? Well, when I do the iridology, there's little stress rings in the colored part of your eye. The iris is what I look at, the colored part. And when we see little rings going around and around, that's telling us we have a lot of stress rings. Now, normally it's very common for children to have 2 or 3, and it's actually common for people to have 2 or 3. But when I see 4 or 5 or 6, I know they're stressed off the chart. Then we might have to go into skull cap, maybe some Indian tobacco, and I prefer those in the liquid because they're much more powerful. So, you know, we have to remember we're all unique creatures of God. What may work for me may not work for you. So that's why we do the muscle testing. The kinesiology is what it's called as well. Just breaking it down so you understand. So what do I offer as far when I see clients in my office? The main thing I like to do and I prefer is the biological terrain assessment. That is where we go in and do saliva and urine testing. And that is going to go in and tell us if you have any heavy metals, viral, bacteria, candida. It's going to tell you how your thyroid is working, your circulation, your digestion, all of the above. And then you go home with the printout as well. And what we do is whenever I'm running the test, you have a session in the Beamer. The Beamer is like a $5,000 chair, and you sit in that, and that's going to increase your blood flow by 30%. It has many other benefits as well. I have been really busy on the road and busy with summer activities and outside work, and I haven't done my Beamer for a couple of weeks, so I need to get back on track. I usually like to get up in the morning, do it before I start the day, and you are supposed to do it twice a day. My time period, it's usually in the morning, and that's it. So that is an advantage for you as well. So I put that in with the package as well. And I set 2 hours aside for us to go over your report. Of course, I look in your irises. We're going to muscle test, and we're going to get you on a program. And then you come back in 6 to 8 weeks, and of course the price is reduced as well. And it's $75 when you come back for your retest, and that's forever, ever, and ever. I haven't upped that at all. So that's going to go in and show us what improvement we made. It's important to do it just like thermal imaging, once a year to see what's going on and where you're at. You know, and this is also going to tell us how toxic you are. If you're drinking enough water, remember, we're having some hot days here. You've got to drink good quality water. And of course, when you come into the office for a consult, I provide you the Kangen water, which is 9.5, because majority of us are too acidic. And that comes from the American Standard Diet. It comes from coffee, soda pop, and stress. So, you know, there we have it. That's what produces it. So, and when we're too acidic, that is when disease begins. So we need to be more towards the alkaline size. And that's why I provide the 9.5 water, because that's very alkaline as well. So we have that, and then also I do grounding sessions, and I have a little kit that we can put the little pads on your hand if you're having issues above the waist. That will help with that. And then it's an electrical grounding system. And then if you have issues below the waist, we put it on the soles of your feet as well. I know I had used it on a bipolar individual while stressed out, and it was amazing. After she used it, she felt very calm and relaxed. And I used the pillow cover on my pillow, and I've used that for going on 2 years. The first time I was introduced to it was in 2022. And I've been using it for a long time, and that helps ground me. Remember, grounding is when you walk outside in the in the sand or out in your backyard, and that's going to help keep you in balance. So it doesn't count if you wear your shoes. It has to be the bare feet on the ground. With so much technology today, it's just unbelievable what we're exposed to. Is not only the toxins in the air, the toxins in our food, the toxins in our water. It's just 24/7. We're bombarded with toxins. And then we have the electromagnetic exposure due to our cell phone and to our computers. It's just nonstop. And hopefully you do not have a cell phone close to you, because that would enhance it all the more. So that's just a little bit of background of what I do. And what our goal is to get to the root cause. Because when we do the saliva and urine testing, it's going to tell me how your pH is, if you're too acidic, too alkaline. And it's also going to tell us if you have sufficient minerals, things of that sort. Because we're lacking many minerals in our soil today, so we don't get it from our food. And that's why I like to take the Mineral Chi Tonic. And it doesn't taste the best, but it really helps bring up your vibration, and you have much more energy as well. So that's a little bit of the information about that. But now, many of us, we're going to be talking, our main subject tonight is going to be on making a summer first aid kit. But before we go into that, I just wanted to share some traveling tips for you, because maybe you have a camper and you go camping for the weekend, maybe Friday through Sunday, or maybe you go for a week, whatever. So what you may want to consider doing is getting a little like fishing box, and you can carry all of your supplements in this. And this is really great to have on hand because it's your little emergency kit. But with traveling, I think the first thing we have to remember, hydration is so important, especially when you're traveling. I personally will be going out to Las Vegas, leaving on, I think it's a Thursday, on the 21st of August, coming back on Sunday. And last year I left on a Monday, I believe, and then I came back on Sunday. So this year it's a shorter trip. It's like in and out, but I really feel it's so important because I accumulate my my certification for another year by going. And I'll be listening to medical doctors and doctors of naturopath speaking. And then also I will be attending a trade show. And that's where I picked up on the nitrate oxide, which we talked about last month. That's where I've shared with you the information on grounding and earthing and the pillows and the BP for high blood pressure. So what I'm doing is I got to keep up on what is new and pick and choose what I feel is beneficial for each and every individual. So, you know, like the nitrate oxide, that's so beneficial for circulation, for your heart. I mean, it's amazing the clients that I have on that, how much more energy they have, and they feel so much better as well. And I've been taking that over 3 years now. And and it's in a powder form. Now, I know, I'm pretty sure everybody watches TV, and there's all kinds of, maybe on TikTok, whatever, and they talk about the nitrate oxide, but I prefer that in a powder over a capsule, because you mix it up in water like I mixed mine up this morning, 2 scoops in water. I take it on an empty stomach and I don't eat for an hour. So that's the rules on taking that, just refreshing you as well. So anyway, but on our travels, we need to continue to hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And we need to exercise as well. I know I don't look forward to sitting in the airplane in the seat for 4 hours one way, but it is what it is. But I am flying on breeze, and there seems to be more room in the seat area, which makes a world of difference as well. So I'll possibly get up and walk, you know, a little bit to get the legs moving, okay? And then we need to enjoy our food for this time of year. I'm sure many of you hopefully have your garden planted. My lettuce is doing very well. My tomatoes are blooming. My cucumber looks a little on the sad side, so I'll probably water it when I get home. And the zucchini is looking good. So hopefully you have, you know, you don't have to have a big garden. Now that I'm downsizing in the garden, I have my raised beds, and then I have a big pot up on my deck as well. And that's enough for me to handle without a lot of the garden responsibilities. So I'm just saying, maybe you live in a condo, maybe you live in an apartment. Hopefully you have a deck, or you can go outside by your door and plant a pot. It's still not too late to plant your lettuce seeds. Actually, I will probably be doing mine again. The squirrels got in the ones I planted, so I have some nice lettuce on the outside edge, but they dug up the middle. So I'm going to plant some more, because you can plant that 3 or 4 times in the summertime. And I usually have lettuce up and through October, November. And then don't forget your parsley too. With, you know, Thanksgiving coming, it's always nice to go out and pick your parsley. I always do that every year as well. And that's easy. Go to the greenhouse and just buy a pot of parsley and stick it in the ground. Or you can use the seeds, whatever works. But being this is July, I would buy the plant and put it in the ground. In the same way, if you still haven't gotten your tomato plants, do that as well. So that's what I did. It's a little cheating, but it's a little bit quicker and a little more convenient and easier for you as well. But at least you know where you're getting your food from, and you know you've used organic. There's not pesticides and chemicals on this as well. So that's the benefit, okay? And then many times you can go to the farmer's market as well. I haven't gone to the one, hopefully in your community, maybe it be in Wadsworth, maybe in Worcester and Massillon. You can always check and see when they are available. I know in North Canton, I believe it's on Wednesdays, and I don't know if it started yet, but I have to check on that. So we've talked about our foods, and then we need to go in and really work on exercise. That's going to help de-stress you. It's going to help you so you can meditate, and you can be grateful for your many blessings. So it's all up to you to get back on track, and usually that's what I was going to talk about too, is we have maybe teachers on the summer break now, and they're thinking, I need to get back on track. So it might be the time to think about, what do I need to do to improve my health? So I wanted to include that in our One Healthy Minute before we move on. So what we have to do is we have to look at what we need to focus on getting healthy and what we need to do. So we need to look primarily based on how we are living. So the lifestyle is first. So here we're going to talk about, okay? So the first one is nutrition. Nutrition is vital. I just was talking about that. You plant your own, some basics. I mean, maybe you just have a limited space. We'll do some tomatoes. Whatever you like, maybe some zucchini, some cucumbers. Although those are little, they like to climb. Like my cucumber, I have a little rail like this with a little thing you can climb on. So they have all types of little gadgets like that, like at Mark's or Lowe's, things, places like that as well. So just have to remember, you have control over what we eat. Okay, so you have to think, eat live foods. And you can be bad one day out of the week. Like I just got back from a road trip. We left on Friday and got back Sunday at about 4 o'clock. And we packed our sandwiches. I made egg salad for my son because that was his choice. And then I went to Raisin Rack and got my salami and my Swiss cheese, picked my fresh lettuce outside, and there you go. And I packed our sandwiches for us because we know what we're eating. We don't want to spend that extra money on going to McDonald's or dead food. I knew we had live foods. Of course, I used Dave's bread as well. So now I'm going again this weekend. We're leaving on Saturday, but that won't be as a long trip. And I will be back on Sunday, leaving Saturday morning at noon, and be back Sunday probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3. So I'll probably pack some snacks as well. You know, when you have, like, the trip to New Jersey was like 6-7 hours, so that's a long time in the car traveling. And also we have our water with us, so we take, our hydrated well. So I'm just giving you ideas if you're going on a road trip or if you're traveling. Like I am going to Las Vegas, like I told you, for 2 to 3 days. And yes, I will pack my water with me because if I remember correctly, last year it was $5-6 for a bottle of water. I said, no way. I'll pack my 10 bottles of water with me in my suitcase. So, I'm just saying, you've got to think ahead, and because they used to leave water in the room, but I don't think they did last year. So cover all bases so you have good quality water. Just remember, when you have the bottled water, don't let it sit out in the sun because it'll let off chemicals from the plastic as well. So just giving you an update on that. So nutrition is so important, and you are in charge of what you put in your mouth. And like I said, you can be bad one day out of the week. If you like that, like I like soul pizza. It's all organic, and I can eat that pizza and have no problem with my digestion. But I can get it from somebody else. It is not holistic and not organic, and it's a mess. I'll take one bite, and I can feel it hit my gut right now. So not everybody has that ability to do that, but I intend to be blessed with being very sensitive and listening to my body when it talks. So what we have to do is, you know better than anybody else on what works in your body. Okay, there's nothing better. Okay, now I know this is bad, but we're going to have our own tomatoes. I'll have my own lettuce, but I will use bacon, lettuce, and tomato, but I will get bacon that has no nitrates in it. And I will use Dave's bread, which is non-GMO and organic. Just giving you ideas on what you can do, okay? Because bacon, lettuce, and tomato, I'm going to be honest with you, I love it. Now you can go to Duma's over in Hartfield, and they have shish kebabs. And I pick up 1 or 2 of those when I go over there at the flea market. It's great. Put the grill on. There you go. I get a chicken kebab. I've got my peppers. I've got my mushrooms. I've got my onions. And I have my protein with my chicken. So that's easy and quick fix. So I'm just giving you some ideas to have good quality food in the summertime, which is much easier. And then what else is cucumbers? Hopefully, now I tend to kind of cheat and go to Aldi's right now and get my cucumbers because they have good fresh produce, and they have organic ones as well. I like to slice them up, add some onions to that, and add a little bit of Himalaya salt and a little bit of vinegar over that, and let it marinate. Oh my God, my mother used to make that all the time, and I loved it. And it's a simple snack. I tend to be a snacker, or if you want to have that to add it to the meal as well, that would be great with maybe your shish kebabs. Just giving you some ideas as well. So we've got that. So what we have to do, this is going to give you quality of life by watching your diet and eating live foods. So, as we're aging, we want to know where we are, what we're doing, and many times people take better care of their car than they do themselves. You've got to listen to your body, just remember, you may want to even do a detox now. Maybe you're a teacher, you're on break, and this would be a good time to detox. Remember, we detox 4 times a year. Spring, we did that. Summer, here we are. Fall and winter. I always say with winter, let's do it after the holidays. So this would be a good time. You might want to consider some Thai cleanse, maybe the environmental detox. Those are the 2, or maybe just some simple chlorophyll. So here we have the chlorophyll, and this is something that is really nice. My grandson Brock was over helping me carry some stuff up from the basement, and I prepared him some chlorophyll. And this is so good, and I know they use it at their house as well. But the great thing is chlorophyll is going to go in and help clean you up. This is chlorophyll extra strength, and this is from the company Nature Sunshine. They have been in business over 52 years. You don't have to worry about quality control. And if you buy it and you're having an issue, say, okay, I've had one person say it gave me diarrhea. Fine, we back off. You're taking too much. It's too strong for your system. Remember, we're all unique creatures of God. But it's going to go in and clean you up. It's going to balance your pH. If you tend to be anemic, it's going to help you with that. It's going to help with vitality, more energy. You're going to feel great. I know I belong to the Super Women's Gym System, and I have to keep it there for some of the ladies because they get it on a weekly, monthly basis. And all you do is you add it to your water. And what's so cool about this, I always have samples of this when I'm at the Hartfield Flea Market or a Holistic Psychic Show. And if I come home and there's some left, you know what? I put it on my plants, especially my hibiscus, which I've got to take outside. I didn't do that yet. And it'll bloom in 2 days. So if it's doing that for the plant, can you relate to what it's doing for your body? It's cleaning you up. They love the green. The greens are excellent. It's no different than the hyper greens, which I didn't bring a sample of that along, but the hyper greens are all greens. It has dulse in it. It has, I don't remember what else is in it, but there's a lot of different things, and it comes from Arizona, and you can mix it up in a drink, and it's going to really feed your body well. Okay, so we got that. We need a detox. If you haven't done that in the spring, it's not too late. Just get back on track. Remember, we have to do that, and you've got to clean yourself up and keep you balanced as well. Okay, so what we need to do is you need to minimize your sugar and your nicotine and your alcohol and your chemicals. And you need to kind of plan your meals and try not to overeat. And it's always important to have a good nutritional breakfast, a good lunch, and a lighter dinner. So that's that. So we need to exercise. If you don't exercise, you're going to lose. You got to move. And I know I work out at the gym. I try to work out 3 days a week. And then our little Minnie, we go at least a walk 5 days out of 7. If it's raining, we don't walk. She doesn't like the rain anyway. So, but I'm just saying, maybe you don't like to walk. Well, maybe you can go swimming. Maybe you can ride your bicycle. Maybe you want to do some yoga. They have chair yoga for older people as well. But you're going to really get that lymph system moving. Remember, if it gets tender under your arm, that's the lymphatic talking to you. So the lymphatic is your garbage disposal of your body. So you've got to move. It doesn't have a pump like your heart does. So you've got to move your arms like this, or I like to do a rebounder. If you don't have a rebounder, then plan 2 is you go to a jump rope. That up and down movement is going to stimulate that lymphatic. Like my lymphatic tends to be congested as well. And if I go out and use my rebounder, I can feel the mucus dripping down my throat. So I'm just telling you, it's so, so important to do that. You've got to move or you're going to lose, okay? And the thing is, it's going to maybe help you with your flexibility. Maybe you want to consider getting up in the morning and doing some stretches and maybe going this way, that way, leaning over, touching your toes, things of that sort. That's going to help you as well. And you have to take slow steps if you haven't been exercising, and it's been hard with the weather. Do you enjoy it? Just remember, do what you enjoy. Like I said, may it be riding a bicycle, may it be yoga, Tai Chi, whatever works for you. Just get out there and move. And I know I love to go walking. A lot of times Minnie and I'll go after 7:30 because it's cooler then, or you can get up early in the morning and go. It's a good time to talk to God, to meditate. Be thankful for your many blessings. We are so blessed with what the nature offers us. Look at the sunshine. We have sunshine. We've had rain. So all of this is God's plan. Provide the food for us and the healthy environment. And even though it is summertime, back off on your vitamin D3. I would say maybe you want to consider 2,000 units a day. That's what I personally do in the summertime, 2 to 3, because that's going to help your immune system. But if you're outside in the sun a lot, maybe you only need to take it every other day. Depends upon your position. If you're a landscaper working out in that, mowing yards, things of that, maybe you won't have to take that for the summertime. But just remember, what's around the corner, it's going to be dark and no light. So let's suck it up and enjoy it right now. So anyway, just remember, we're talking about the nice thing about exercising and moving, it's going to help your mood. Maybe if you have some depression, get out there and walk and let it go and think of the positive things. And maybe you need to find a buddy to go exercise with you. My buddy's a little Minnie, but maybe you have a neighbor that's kind of lonely and has nothing to do. So I'm just giving you ideas on how to do it. Start slow. Maybe you want to do it 1 or 2 days a week, and you'll gradually work up. Listen to your body. It's talking to you. So we've got nutrition. We have the E for exercise, and now we're going to talk about stress. Everybody seems to be stressed. Whenever I'm doing a show or at the flea market, they're stressed out, they're toxic, and they can't sleep. One of those three, or all three. So this de-stress, that's why you go out and exercise. That's going to help de-stress you as well. And be positive. Your attitude is so, so important. You've got to look at the positive things in life. I mean, there are sad things that happen in our life, but God has a plan, and things happen for a reason. I really feel that way, and accidents do happen. All right, so what we have to do is, a lot of people are stressed out, maybe working about the financial end, maybe worrying about one of their children, just worrying about life. One thing I would like to suggest to you, I remember when I studied with Dr. Jensen back in the 90s, late 90s, one thing he said, whatever you do, don't watch TV. It's all negative. So think about that. So if you want to watch something on TV, watch something that is enlightening, calming, and positive. I don't listen to the news. I do scan the newspaper to keep up on what's going on. And I have the radio on, so I listen to the news there somewhat. So I'm just giving you ideas on how to de-stress. But I feel as though getting out there and exercising can help with your stress as well. And a lot of times we have emotional stress. And then many times maybe you're caring for a loved one that's sick. And maybe you are raising children. Or maybe there was a divorce in the family, things of that sort. There's all types of emotional stress as well. And then there's mental stress. Maybe the demands of work, maybe of school, and maybe of deadlines, and just taking exams, speaking in public, and decisions to be made. Those are a lot of mental stress for us as well. And then maybe there's financial stress. We have maybe your taxes coming due in August. There's always something due. Or maybe your driver's license needs renewed. All those little extra things pop up. So, that's where we deal with stress on a daily basis. But we have to manage the stress in our daily life. So I think the best thing for you to do is add maybe the exercise. But then if you need some extra bonus, we can muscle test you for Stress J, which has chamomile and passion flower. It takes the edge off. You will not be dreary, okay, and tired or washed out. So it'll just take the edge off and make a happier you. Then we also have valerian root, and a lot of times that's very successful for helping you sleep at night. And then we have Nutricom, which has a lot of bees in it. So when you're stressed, you wash the bees away. So that's where, you know, we always like to support our body with vitamin B, especially if we're stressed. And that's like with vitamin C. I add that to my drink because it's water soluble. And it just goes right through us whenever we eat the C's as well. So I'm just giving you some suggestions on that. So just remember, attitude's so important, and learn to a stress reduction technique like I talked about. Exercise is going to help you so much. And if you have to take a 10-minute walk, maybe start out with that. Do that once a day. Listen to the birds. Feel the breeze blowing through your hair. Listen to the leaves. Just listen to nature. It's talking to you. And then, like we said, we talked about the supplements to support maybe your adrenals, because a lot of times those are very weak also when we're under a lot of stress. And try to look at the light side of life. Maybe sometimes we'll have a little joke and we'll just think about that, or some happy moments with your grandchildren with their innocent little minds, okay? All right, so now we're going to talk about sleep. It's amazing. About 35% of the Americans today are having difficulty sleeping. And that because of mental chatter in your brain, or not letting things go. First of all, no TV, no computer technology in the bedroom is the best thing to do. Make sure it's dark, no TV, none of that. Total silence, or you can have some quiet music on if you choose to do that as well. I know my mother, when she was with us, she would like to listen to the waves and to the ocean. That was very calming and soothing to her because she had a lot of difficulty sleeping as well. And I personally have some issues sometimes with sleeping as well. But the one thing I like to suggest to my family and to my clients as well, you may want to consider taking magnesium. 60 to 80% of the population is very, very deficient in magnesium. And just remember, when you take magnesium, if you get diarrhea, you've taken too much. So to me, it's very important. I take like 400 milligrams. I know some people that take 800, but that's way too much for me. So 400 balances out very nicely for me, and that's a magnesium complex that I take. And it's very calming, and it's going to help you feel refreshed and just to meet the morning and be positive. And it's a new day, and God has a plan. Do your best, be strong, and smile, and enjoy the day is what it amounts to. So just remember, the environmental is so important, like no TV in there. Keep your room dark. And so just also, before bed, avoid alcohol, coffee, or chocolate, because that can be stimulants and can create issues for your sleeping as well. So get some fresh air, light exercise, and help you relax as well. And the last one is attitude. Attitude is so important. We have to be positive. I don't want to hear the negative. We've got a lot of negative in the world today. We need peace. We need harmony. We need balance. So you're the driver of this vehicle. So do what it takes. And that's where exercise comes in. That's where nutrition comes in. Feed it light foods, which feeds your soul. So we've got to stay healthy. So what we're going to do is try to feed our body with nutritional foods, live foods. You're going to detox, and then we're going to have a great attitude, and we're going to exercise as well. So there we are. We've covered that for today. And also, I wanted to share one thing with you for nutrition. I just found these. These are one of my little secrets on my little snack, and it's a protein snack. And they have different, this one is raspberry white chocolate. It's aloe, and they have it fresh thyme and raisin rack. Now, I do order mine online in a box of 12. It's much cheaper because they're normally like $3 a piece. and I think I get 12 for like $35 or something like that. So I was just sharing, this is a little snack, especially if you're traveling. Like when I go to Las Vegas, I will probably pack like, probably 6 of these while I'm traveling. Something to snack on that's quality rather than a dead pretzel. How's that? Okay? All right, so here we are. We're going to talk about, let's go in here. We're going to talk about the herbal first aid kit. So just remember, the chlorophyll is really a refreshing drink for you during the summer months, okay? And so what we're going to talk about now is, here's our little kit that I take with me whenever we're going on a road trip, which I didn't take it for the 3-day trip, but I should have. But if we're going to go away, like down to our getaway in Holmes County, I will take this along, although I do have some of them down there. The first thing that I think is so important that everybody should have in their first aid kit is charcoal. Charcoal is fantastic. I like it in the capsules. It comes in a powder and in the capsules, but I like the capsules because I can control it. It's easier for traveling as well. When I was a mail carrier, I always had some of the charcoal in my vehicle, because if you get stung by a bee, and that would happen, you pull that capsule apart, and I remember whenever I would put the powder in my palm of my hand, and if I didn't have water, you can spit on it if you're out camping, whatever, and you're going to make a paste on that charcoal. And you are going to put that right on the bee sting, and you can actually feel it pulling the venom out. So I know we were watching our grandsons, Bryce or Brock, and one of them got got bit by the bee, and so I mixed up the charcoal. It was amazing. It was fine. It works out. So if you had, say if you're going traveling and you get food poisoning, you can take the charcoal and you can take the capsules. I would say 3 or 4. It's best to take it on an empty stomach, not with food. After you're getting sick, that's when you take it, because it'll pull out the nutrients as well. So if you feel as though you're getting sick and getting food poisoning, this is the thing to do. So I like the Ziploc bag. It's ready to go. It comes in a little container here as well, but I always keep it in this for travels, whatever. So we've got that taken care of. So we'll go down the line here, and let's do the first one right here. And then another one that I always carry as well is the it's called peppermint oil and herbal adjustment. So somebody's going to get a headache. Maybe somebody's going to sprain their ankle, or somebody's going to do something. So, and maybe a lot of times they're carrying tension in their neck from driving to go on vacation, and they're kind of like need some relief there. So what you do is you take the peppermint oil, and you can take this and you can rub it on your neck, because I tend to carry my tension in my neck because I'm always leaning over, looking on the computer or doing something like that. So I can rub this on. You do not have to dilute it. You put this on straight. The peppermint oil is going to go get more oxygen into that area. So that goes on number 1. And number 2 is the herbal adjustment. And this has capsicum, which is going to speed up the circulation. It's got lobelia, which is going to calm everything down. And you take this. This one's getting low. There we go. We got some in it. Okay, and we rub that right over it, and no, you don't dilute these. I'm just putting it on my neck. Maybe it goes down into your shoulder. I have applied that to the people at the flea market. They're having issues maybe with their shoulder, their tension, whatever. It's going to go in and relieve that. And you can use that 2, 3 times a day, 4 times. Maybe you want to put it on before you go to bed. I know when I was working at the post office, I might put it on before I go to work. I don't care if I have a little bit of aroma, a little smell. We all need to have some peppermint oil to clean out the nasal area anyway. So anyway, that's something that we consider as well. So we'll put this back here. And it's nice because it comes in 1-ounce bottles, which is very convenient for traveling as well. Okay, and then the next one we're going to talk about is Indian tobacco, which is fantastic. This is a nervine, and sometimes people will say to me, well, I'm having a lot of muscle cramps. Well, first of all, in my opinion, I go to the root cause. You're probably deficient in minerals, not drinking enough water. So, you know, well, I think I am. I said, well, I tell you, we can get rid of the muscle cramps and all of the pain coming from the muscle cramps. And yes, I've had them myself a couple times. Probably, I'm like once every 5 years, something like that. So what you do is you take the Indian tobacco, which is another name for lobelia, a nervine, in a liquid form, and you rub that externally over the cramp. It'll be gone in 2 minutes. So this is something for like maybe older people that are not exercising a lot or moving a lot, are having the muscle cramps, have that by their bedstand, and they can apply that and it'll be gone within 2 minutes. So that's another suggestion to carry in our little box as well. And then arnica is fantastic. Always have arnica at my desk, that and the herbal adjustment and the peppermint oil. Okay, arnica is great. If you fall or you cut, hit your finger and you want to help it so it does not bruise, you add arnica, it'll take the shock out immediately. And that's in the liquid form as well. So like if you twist your ankle, you can put that on immediately and it's going to take the bruising right out of it immediately. It's going to remove all of the shock, which is wonderful because you always apply that externally to the area cramping or take internally for stress as well. So that's a nice thing is that lobelia can be taken internally, or say if you have asthma and you have a lot of bronchial problems, you can take that lobelia and rub it externally on your chest as well. And it'll help the bronchials so you can breathe better and everything will open up. So it's just nice to have that. So just remember that is for, the lobelia is for stress, and also it is for cramping as well. And then we also have the herbal adjustment, Indian tobacco, and that's for sore muscles and for headaches. And remember, always do the peppermint oil first, okay? So we got those down, and then we have one of my favorite ones right here is the yarrow. And I think we have some here. Let's see if we do. So the yarrow is right here. And we've got it in little packets because it makes it much easier. But I keep it at home in this. If, say, you cut yourself. Like last summer, I was mowing and I was doing the trimming, and one of the branches went in and pricked my arm, and it was a nice little cut. And it was bleeding really, really, really strong. So I went in, got the yarrow, of course, put a cold cloth on it, cleaned it up, and added the yarrow. Took the capsule apart and sprinkled the yarrow on there immediately and put a bandage over it. And I would change it daily. And I'm just seeing, I think I might have a little scar, but not much. Just a little bit, not much. And it was cleared right up. But it took about probably 10 days. But anytime you get a cut, you use the yarrow, you use the powder, and it's going to stop the bleeding. Now, there is choice too. You can use the capsicum as well. But I don't like to use that because, say, if you're doing it on a child, maybe he's 10, maybe he's 5, maybe he's 3, whatever, if they cut themselves, we need to take care of their boo-boo. This is going to burn them, and they're not going to like that. It's hot, it's pepper. So that's why I put that on the back shelf, and that is an alternative if you don't have it. But my first choice is, of course, the yarrow. So this stops bleeding. Just take it out of the capsules and apply the powder on the bleeding area, and there you go. It's gone. And that's what I would do for my grandson, because little Dean, he would get a nosebleed, and we would just use the yarrow, clear it right up. There you go. Okay? All right, so let's see what else we have. Okay, we talked about the charcoal, and then, my goodness, we have to carry our olive leaf. Olive leaf works great. You know, maybe you're going away for the week camping, maybe you're going to the beach, do whatever. I will pack this with me in my suitcase that I check in and while I'm in Las Vegas, because number one, I'm on the plane for 4 hours going out, 4 hours coming back. So who knows what I'm exposed to. All I know is last year when I came home, I did my BTA, the saliva and urine testing. I was like full of toxins. First of all, I was in the hotel for a week. I was not outside in the fresh air like I should have been. And I was on the plane for 8 hours. So I had to do a real intense detox as well. So I'm just saying, when you're flying a lot, you might consider taking some olive leaf with you just to help prevention, because you don't know what you're smelling on the airplane or what you're exposed to when you're in the hotel as well. So I will take that with me. And then also I will take the Silver Shield. I always take that because that works against viral or bacteria as well. But what I will do is, for me personally, and this is just my individual choice, I will take my pendulum along. And remember, if I need it, it'll go round and around. If I don't, it'll go like this. My preference is usually the olive leaf. But I'm just saying that is a choice as well if you don't want to do that, because the nice thing about this, you can drink it straight. Where with the olive leaf, you have to dilute that and put it in water and drink it. I always tell my clients, and what I do is put it in a shot glass, and that's what you mix it up in and drink it as well. All right, and another thing too, we have to have, say we're on vacation, and guess what? We got a sunburn. So what are we going to do? What we're going to do is we're going to do the aloe gel, the aloe vera gel. Now, at home, I have the aloe plant. I can break it open and put that on if I get a burn, whatever. But this is a gel, it's already prepared, and you can just put that on, it'll take the burn right out. So that's always good to have for the kids, especially if they've had too much as well. All right, and then this is the one that I think is really, really good. This is the Tfue, and this is the massage lotion. Now let me tell you what's that. And this one is really great for, like, if you're having a lot of, let's see where we're at. No, we had the printout on it. Anyway, this is great because it's going to go in. It has some wintergreen in it. It has, I'm trying to find the printout on it. And you apply that externally. You don't have to dilute it. Right there it goes. Okay. So I just started using this because I was like, what is going on? But I've been outside physically bending over, planting my dahlias, planting my flowers, working on the raised beds, you know, doing some weed eating, doing whatever. And I was like, what's going on here? I'm getting stiff and sore after working out. Well, I'm thinking about what I'm doing. Even though I work out at the gym, I didn't think I should be that sore. But, you know, I'm using a lot of different things. I'm lifting up and down and So anyway, I said, I'm going to try this. And this is a recovery massage lotion. And this provides an icy hot sensation that warms up and loosens up stiff muscles and joints and relieves aches and pains. And it really doesn't feel hot. Now, that's like with the herbal adjustment and the peppermint oil. Once you get in the shower, that's going to feel hot. You're going to go, woo! So that's going to be really hot. This, I haven't noticed that as much, but it really goes in and relieves the aches and the pains. And what is in that? There's camphor bark oil in it, and there's eucalyptus, there's sweet almond oil, there's peppermint oil in it as well. And then also it has some arnica in it. Isn't that interesting? I love the combination. It has some ginger and some clove leaf as well. And there you are. You just take it and you can rub it straight on. You don't have to dilute it. It's a little white little cream. There you go. So if you've been outside working, and I'm sure many of you are working in your garden, maybe using the rototiller, hoeing, doing whatever, and if you tend to be sore, this is the answer. And it's got some great products in it. So that's something that I've been really using, because usually I might get a little stiff and sore, but it's been a little more intense this year. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that I've been pretty active and overdoing it a little bit. Besides, we have a swimming pool, and I have to take the dolphin out, and I have to lift that up as well, and then clean it and put it back in the pool. So there's a lot of different activities in the summertime that's keeping you busy, where you're not doing quite as much physical in the wintertime as well. So what else do we have? Oh, here's another thing to carry as well. Distress remedy. This is a homeopathic, and this is awesome. So Maybe someone is all stressed out. I'm stressed out. I fell down. I got hurt. It's like the little 5-year-old, the 8-year-old is crying and upset. Or maybe it's an adult that's emotionally upset, maybe due to a loss of a loved one. Do the distress remedy. And the nice thing is, all you can do is pull it up straight, put it right in your mouth. And there's really no taste to it. It's very, very good. It's a homeopathic. You just put it in your mouth and it goes in and calms you down. Well, there you go. Okay? And then we can't forget the seasonal allergies. The old name used to be ALJ. This has fenugreek, mullein, and horseradish in it. I take 4 of these at least once or twice a day. It seems maybe it's me getting older. Maybe we have more pollution in the air now, especially with a lot of the rain we've had. I feel as though that's not helped with the allergies as well. Because I know a client just stopped in, I think it was Monday, yes, to pick up a bottle of this as well. She said, my goodness, the allergies are terrible, and I agree with her. I mean, my nose was running, and I could be sneezing, and I noticed it was better this morning. I just sneezed once or twice. It wasn't continuous like 5 times. So you only take this as you need it, which is really awesome. And you're not going to feel drowsy like a prescription medication, and it'll be fine, but you have to always remember, if you are on medication, maybe for some high blood pressure, I'm saying, or some blood sugar issues, what you have to do is take your herbal supplements an hour away from your medication, especially for the blood pressure, because there's a diuretic built into majority of the blood pressure meds, and we're just going to suck everything right out. So that's the one thing that we all have to remember. So we have that, and then also the tea tree oil is excellent. Maybe we have somebody that has a little bit of fungus on their toenails, okay? And maybe you have like, I think I used a little bit of tea tree on my arm whenever I got that as well. So it's going to help with athlete's feet and jock itch as well. And then I know I used this, gave it to my little Brock when he was having some issues with his breakout on his skin. He would add this, and this would dry it up. So there you go. So, and then you use that like in the morning and before you go to bed at night, and that will help if you have any pimples or any breakouts on the area as well. And if you have any cradle cap, tea tree oil will work very nicely for that as well. And the thing is, you can add it to your pet's bath to help you against fleas as well. So, and that is called tea tree oil, and it comes in a liquid as well, okay? And they're saying also if you put it on a wart, it will go in and help dissolve that as well. To me, warts are the cause of it's coming from a virus. So, you know, you might want to consider taking some olive leaf with that as well. So let's see where we got that. Okay, what else? Let's see if we've got everything covered here. Oh, just a couple reminders here about our diet. We've got the Yucca app. We need to hit the app on your phone because you can zap the barcode and it's going to tell you good, bad, or poor on your foods. Remember, it's terrible what they're adding to our food today. You don't want any. I won't even go into this. I had checked with the place that was making donuts, and I asked them, we won't go into detail, what kind of oil they were using. They were using soy oil. I said, I walked away. So I'm just saying, you've got to be careful whenever you're out shopping, and be careful if you see food trucks. You have to be a little careful. I'm sure there's some good quality ones, but I always like to find out what they're using, and that was a food truck that was making donuts. And don't forget the Dirty Dozen list. And remember, at the top of the list is strawberries. Strawberries will be coming in soon. And then spinach and kale and nectarines and apples. And there you go. Those are the top ones. And potatoes have been added as well. All right, so there we are. We're all ready for summer. You've got your suggestions for summer health kit. And remember, you're in charge. And don't forget poison ivy. Jewelweed is a plant that grows beside it, and I have that as well in a liquid form, and you can rub that on as well. And also do some Epsom salts and soak in that will help dry it up as well. Okay? Health is wealth. Enjoy, and have a great summer. and be thankful for your many blessings and take time for your family. Enjoy. God bless. Thank you.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.